Hey everyone, welcome to our second dev diary. Today we're going to be going over a PSVR beta build and be exploring the levels, two in particular, the skydeck, which is the player hub, and level 76, which is the first level of the game. We always get asked about the game because we're trying to build a full locomotion, 360 degree RPG shooter with large levels to explore. And some of the things we always get asked are, is the game on rails? Is it a wave shooter? And the answer to those are both no. So we thought today we'd show a lot more uninterrupted actual exploration of the game, taking missions, completing missions, traveling around the areas, so people could see that we truly are shooting for more of a traditional full-featured RPG you might find on a PC or console. So one of the things we're big on is lore. So I just opened my wrist interface, and we have a codex as one of the tabs, and everything you encounter in the game will have an entry. We've got this very deep and rich world that we want to bring to life, especially with episode 1. So you'll find in the codex things on weapons, items, locations, key events, and you'll also find your mission system on your wrist interface, and that will tell you where you need to go next. So before we head out, I think what I'll do is make sure rotation speed's at the right level and probably adjust my dash lights, make them a nice green. So we'll do that, and then you'll notice the dash actually changes to a nice green. Alright, let's head around a little bit here, check out the city. We're currently on the sky deck of Reactor Building 3 in New Austin, which is a city that was built up as a mega city, so it was built from the ground up with these scrapers or skyscrapers, and each one serves a purpose. And as we look out onto the city here, you'll see some of them that will be featured in future episodes, and at some point you'll be able to go down on the street level, travel around, but for episode 1, Reactor Building 3 is the first scraper you'll encounter, and they're huge. We're on the sky deck and we're about 1,000 feet up, but the entire building is about 2,000 feet tall. And a Warhawk just landed over there, one of the HRF vehicles. So we'll take a look at that as it takes off to go get more supplies. And you can see a little bit more of the city. The arch-shaped buildings are the residential towers, and those buildings are about the size of the Empire State Building. Okay, so let's head over to Harvey. He's a good buddy of yours, and we'll see what he has to say.
Hey, Maxwell, can you hear me in that thing? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Haha, all right. Welcome to New Austin, Maxwell. Good to have you back. I can't believe we were able to hijack this dropship from the Humix. So, did they show an in-flight movie? Let me guess, real steel. Listen, I'd love to chat, but I need to get this dropship unloaded and then set the weapons testing area up below. Meryl's setting up the rest of this command post on the other side of the platform. Head over to her and she'll run a quick check on that pod's systems. You go ahead and make sure your radar is working properly. That bad boy's gonna show you where Meryl is set up. Okay, I'll see you back here later.
So we're on the player hub, which is the sky deck of Reactor Building 3. And this is where you'll find, the engineering station, the vendor. You'll also find, just going to adjust rotation speed down just a little bit for filming. And you'll also find the key NPCs that give you the missions, the main characters in the story.
I'm tired and I want this thing to be over.
And NPCs who are very talkative. So we've tried to make it very lively, full of life when you're traveling around the sky deck. Again, this is sort of a safe area.
Anyone know what time this thing is going to be over?
And this guy's ready to go home. So, as you'll see, there's scanner drones flying around, security drones, lots of HRF personnel, which is the Human Resistance Force. And they're getting set up on the sky deck. You've snuck in here, and the whole point of this episode...
Well, the Humix definitely know who you are now.
Alright, the whole point of this episode is to take back Reactor Building 3 from the Humix, return it to the Human Resistance Force, and start swaying the balance of power towards the human side, so at some point you can ultimately face the boss of the city, who is AV-8, which we'll encounter in a later episode. Right now, what I'm doing is just showing the full locomotion, ability to explore, go anywhere you want on the levels, check out the city, check out the HRF personnel, and we'll head downstairs here, get a little bit more view of this side of the city. And one of the turret guys guarding it from striker patrols, HUMEC striker patrols. And down here you'll find the training center, but let's go over here first and see what's going on. And the music, the ominous music you hear was done by Winifred Phillips. Incredible game composer, veteran in the game industry. She did the music for God of War, Assassin's Creed, The Sims, Little Big Planet. True legend. We had partnered with her to develop our score, and she did an incredible job, so we're super excited about it. And all throughout the game you'll hear fantastic music. She actually created an album for us that's going to be a DLC, so make sure to register on scrapernetwork.com. Wow, the city really looks cool. It's amazing in VR too, because you get that sense of height. It's like, we're 1,000 feet up. But make sure to register at scrapernetwork.com. And if you do, and you end up buying the game, as long as you're registered, you'll get an actual prequel, copy of the prequel novel in VR. We've created a VR reader so you can read it. What better place to learn about New Austin, the HUMECs, and the HRF than inside New Austin itself. And you'll also get the Debilitator railgun, which is a weapon that'll come with the pod. You'll have it right from the start. And you'll get access to the DLC, the full album, for free, that Winifred created. Let's see if we can... Oh! We skipped ahead here a little bit. Here is the Warhawk coming in for a landing. This is the fighter ship for the HRF, and they're delivering supplies as you start to build up the hub here and get more people and, you know, get ready to take back the reactor building. Again, for those just joining us, this is the PSVR beta build of the game Scraper First Strike. This is episode 1, and we're showing off the full locomotion and the ability to travel around freely, explore wherever you want, however you want. Again, you have total control over maximum speed of the pod. And if you can see on the dash there barely, it says 15, which is our kilometers per hour. I think you can crank that up to 30 or so. And in future episodes you're going to be able to upgrade all the pod parts. So that'll be the thrusters and the weapons and the shield systems and everything else, and be able to slowly get more and more powerful as you take on more and more enemies. Oh, there's a little scanner drone following us around. Alright buddy, move over. So we'll head back over here. And at some point this will slowly fill up as you start taking back the building. More supplies come, more troops come, and you start securing the reactor building. You know, when building the world, you know, we set out not just to create a VR game, but to actually create a new IP. And for those who know, we actually have a prequel novel. We hired Ryder Wyndham, who's a legendary sci-fi author. He's done about 80 novels, mostly in the Star Wars universe, Indiana Jones, Transformers, and reached out to him to help us sort of solidify the story that we already had and help bring it to life. So we're building on that, and that's part of the reason with the lore. We're really big on lore. So you'll see in the codex, you'll see me access it a few times. And when you do, every enemy, every weapon, parts of areas, floors, buildings, the city, HRF, everything is covered in there. And in our game, terminals are a big resource to get lore, to get schematics. See what this guy's doing over here. Alright, we'll head back upstairs. We have to talk to Tech Sergeant Merrill, using the boost there, and you can see the recharge. You double tap on the forward button for anybody who keeps track of that stuff. And we are using the move controllers in PSVR. Another turret guy getting ready to protect the skydeck here, now that we've sort of got a hold of it. The city really looks awesome. These guys have done a fantastic job. So that blue building is actually the HUMEC creation facility. That'll be a later episode, and that's where all the HUMECs get created. Different types, weapons, and you'll be encountering them. Here's another platform with a Warhawk. And we'll head back upstairs, talk to Tech Sergeant Merrill, and see if she sends us over to the tutorial area. Actually go down over here too. I don't think there's much here yet because we're just moving in. But again, the idea is that the player can travel around, explore, and everything looks so great in VR. It's just fun traveling around the world. In a little bit, we're going to head down to 76. We'll get lots of missions in, combat, different enemies, different weapon types, and give everybody a taste of that as well. So here's Merrill, Tech Sergeant Merrill.
Greetings, Lieutenant Maxwell. I hope you're as ready for action as you look. Your modified hoverpod looks to be in good shape, but let's run a quick diagnostic scan, just in case. Looks like everything is fully operational. Lieutenant, it's imperative you remain aware of your pod's power core meter, the pod's hull, and your pod's munitions inventory. You'll need to use maintenance pads to recharge and restock regularly. Otherwise, the pod's capabilities will be diminished. One more thing, Maxwell. The building is full of computer terminals that need decryption keys to access them. I've placed several keys in your pod's inventory to get you started. I would suggest accessing these terminals as often as you can. Depending on the terminal's network security, you might be able to download valuable engineering schematics or information about the floors and building itself. Understood? We've made some modifications to your pod, so I would highly suggest you visit the training area. Just follow the ramps down to the deck below.
Check out the vendor here real quick.
Hey, don't just stand there. Come check this stuff out.
So here is where you'll barter for SRU units, which are shield restoration units, modifications for weapons for your pod, materials.
You sure you don't want to take another look?
And at this point, with the HUMECs have taken over, there is no currency, so you'll barter for everything with parts that you scavenge. And for now, check out our wrist interface. That was the mission system. We'll head downstairs to the training area. All your missions are trackable on that, so if you ever need to know where you're supposed to go or what's going on, check out your wrist interface, pull up the missions, and you can see where you're supposed to be. And the radar, of course, right on your pod will have the mission marker of where you're supposed to go next. So now we're going to do the quick tutorial training center to get people accustomed to the pod and weapon systems. And there's our mission. We're going to go to the codex again, check out a couple things. So we just got a codex entry, so let's find it. And there it is. That's the training area, so you can read about the training area, what it's for, and what it does. That's your pod. And the first weapons that come with you, standard, before you start engineering your own.
Welcome to the HRF Tactical Training Program. I'm Drill Instructor Wade, your virtual advisor. Look alive, soldier. This program will pit you against a variety of opponents, any one of which may soon be presenting an actual threat to you in real-world combat. Let's proceed. First up, the Militia Bots. Let's see how well you can shoot.
Humanoid presence detected.
Not bad. Now let's see how you deal with some hostiles face to face.
So you've got a melee
Human
attack.
intruder identified. Security sequence.
You can use the weapons to melee.
You can't fight all the time. Remember to repair that shield of yours. Let's change it up. Let's see you use your tactical skills.
That's your EMP.
Lieutenant, remember those buttons. Soon you'll be able to install new abilities into your pod. Now use your ultimate to finish those bots off. Pull up your weapon wheel and give that old boomstick a shot. The more weapons you build, the more ways you can take out those pathetic UMEX. Now let's put it all together. Well done, Lieutenant. Remember, the HRF is with you.
Lieutenant, Commander Winston is asking for you. Meet him by the elevator.
So Winston is the big boss. We'll go see him. I'm sure he'll have a mission for us and hopefully send us down into the building.
No way. I need to think.
Obviously in a grumpy mood. These are all the sick guys, obviously, trying to heal up.
At ease, Lieutenant. But don't get too comfortable. We have a tough job ahead of us. We are standing on one of 3 reactor buildings that provide power to the megacity of New Austin. Cypher and his HUMEX soldiers have shut down this reactor and are taking measures to make sure we can't get it running again. Our mission is to infiltrate the building, undo any damage done by the HUMEX, and bring this reactor back online. In order to power up the reactor, we will need you to turn on vital systems, make repairs, and reboot critical functions. Do you understand what we need you to do, Maxwell?
I do.
You'll be using the high-velocity elevator behind me to navigate the reactor building. We've managed to pry open the doors of the elevator. We've also placed an access key in your pod's inventory that will allow you to travel to floor 76. Once there, you will need to reactivate the building's master elevator transport controls.
Pardon, Commander, but once the master elevator transport controls are back online for the building, the Lieutenant will still need access keys to gain entry to high security levels. These keys can be found on the security drones patrolling each floor. Find and destroy the security drone on a floor, and you'll find the access key for the next. One last thing, Maxwell. Your pod has the ability to inhibit all enemy scanners, so your presence will be largely unknown. However, if you are sighted, then there's no doubt that you'll be attacked. Stay alert.
Are you clear on how vital this mission is to our success, Lieutenant? Now, head to the elevator and proceed to the next task.
Alright, so now we get to go inside the reactor building and see some action. Let's check out our mission system. Sure enough, go to the elevator, and the radar will have the mission marker on it.
In order to proceed to floor 76, you'll need to dock with the high-velocity elevator terminal. Enter the elevator now and locate that terminal. Good luck, soldier.
All right, what do you say, Maxwell? Think you can manage to find the on switch down there?
Alright. Let's head down to 76, see what's going on. Oh, looks like a message.
Maxwell, in order to get our troops inside the building, we need to get rid of the toxins circulating throughout the floors. The HUMEX rigged the central air purification system to pump anti-biological agents to areas we need access to, so you need to recalibrate the air filtration system. Your pod shielding will protect you from these agents, so you can travel about freely. There are 3 bypass valves located on the 76th floor. Find the valves and turn them on.
Anti-biological agents detected. Human survivability, 0%. Pod purification
Alright, so now the fun should begin. Alright, let's make sure our missions are up here. So here we've got to activate the air vents and find the elevator transport controls. So those will be on our radar. Let's make sure our weapons are out. Got the shotgun. And we'll head out. Alright, there's our first human. And I just realized my shotgun is out of ammo. If you look on the bottom left, see how it says 0 out of 0? And I'm still trying to shoot it like a dummy. But we'll get through these guys here. So loot you find in crates, and you'll be able to barter for it too with parts that you've scavenged. And to loot, all you do is put the targeting lasers on the item, and it will pull it towards the pod. It's a pretty cool little telekinetic power. Alright, we're switching to a blaster. Make sure we got weapons that fire. And these are your base weapons, the blasters, that don't run out of ammo. They're just not as powerful as the weapons that you'll engineer or create or find. Any more guys going to come out of here? I guess not. So here's information about the building and interesting little stories on what happened.
Looks like you found the schematics to an SRU, a shield restoration unit. Download it so we can build shield restoration units for you at the command post.
So that would be back upstairs where we were on the skydeck. So the barter guy will trade you parts for SRUs, which are essentially health potions. They'll repair your shield. Alright, let's head off to another mission here. And as you can see, the levels are completely open. You can explore anywhere you want. You're not limited. And don't forget, register on scrapernetwork.com. Make sure you get registered. That way if you buy the game, you get all the free items. The prequel novel in-game, the virtual VR reader, you get the debilitator railgun, you get the soundtrack. Alright, what was our mission again? Okay. Oh, that's a kamikaze bot. Even when they're dead, their little head blows up after time, so you want to get away from it. And there he is, and if you notice, everything has resistances. So there are 7 weapons in the first episode. We have packed episode 1 with as many features and items as we could to introduce the player to all the RPG elements and the systems that are coming in later episodes. And each bot or HUMAC has different resistances, so you'll want to use the right weapon for the right bot, and you'll be able to modify those weapons, make them stronger against fire, ice, plasma, energy, things like that. Scan for a little lore. Ooh, we got an item. Alright.
Maxwell, a door should have opened nearby. Start looking around.
Biological entity confirmed. Eliminate on site.
So I do a terrible job killing this guy. He's got his shield. And the only thing you can get him with is a headshot here, so obviously I'm not hitting him right. Use an SRU unit here real quick.
Biological entity confirmed. Eliminate on site.
So there's his stats, his resistances. Alright, let's head over to the terminal. A couple more loot crates here. see what this guy's got.
It's a GL-40 NAHD schematic, a grenade launcher, aka the Equalizer.
Oh, no surprise Cypher wanted to keep these plans out of our hands.
Constructing that launcher would really expand your ordnance profile, but we'll need some raw material, packs, and most importantly, a grenade mech dat.
So, if you see a grenade mech, ask nice if you can have it stat, okay?
Jokes aside, if we can assemble the launcher, our chances of getting the reactor running again, all the better.
Yeah, let's definitely go make this grenade launcher. So we have to find the engineering station. I'm sure we're going to need a bunch of parts. So we'll go check it out.
Humanoid biological scanner activated.
Looks like we've got another mission over here too. I'm guessing it's one of the air purification vents. Let's check it out. It's that guy's little AoE I'm trying to get out of. Use our melee a little bit here and get this guy. A little epic item. Loot mechanic is so cool. Just aim at it and it pulls it towards you. Let's see here. Yep, this will be our first air vent. So let's turn that guy on. Alright, so that's one. You can see it sucked the anti-biological agents out. Let's check out the main room now and see how big it is, show you guys a little bit. Some of the levels. Hey, stay still. Ooh, that's cool. He can blow his head right off, it looks like, with a critical hit. Ooh, and I need to repair here, so the hull health is actually down to 19%. I can see electricity all over the place here, so we better go repair. There's a maintenance sign over there. I'm guessing the repair station is in there. So we've tried to build in all of those elements into the game. You know, things like being able to repair, taking damage, maintenance, upgrades, all the traditional RPG elements. And you can see how big this level is, and we're just on the inner portion. It has 3 levels to it. It has an outside hallway perimeter. We were in some of them. And this is just the first level of the game. This guy's tough to get, but if you hold your lasers on him and scan him, then you get the codex entry. Then you know what he's immune to, what his resistances are, what are the best weapons to use on him, and he's actually just a little worker drone. Here's a male Legionite. Those are the big guys we're facing. Alright, nice shield plasma resistance mod. Makes you a little more immune to plasma damage. A couple more little notes on the building for the lore guys and girls. Alright, so we're in the maintenance room. There's the engineering station. But we probably should repair first. so here it looks like a little workstation. I'm guessing this is the maintenance pad. Just in case, let's check. Yep, sure enough, somebody down here, so let's get him. And we'll head into the maintenance pad. And this is where you should be able to refuel the pod, because it will run out of energy until you make upgrades to the power unit, power core. And you can also repair it. Alright, so now we're back to 100% hull health, 100% shield. So now there's a little mission dude down here, so let's see who this guy is.
There's a grenade mech nearby. Now's your opportunity to get that next action. You got it! That's the key piece you needed. Now just get to an engineering station to get it assembled.
Alright, let's check it out. I think this makes the grenade launcher. There was an engineering station right around the corner here, so hopefully that one works. Otherwise, you can always go back up to the skydeck. Has your inventory in it as well. Before we do that, though, let's go farm for some parts. There's a hangar here that has a dropship that's continually dropping humex off. You can turn it off and on, but it gives you a nice spot to farm or scavenge for parts. So you can see we got a few more missions to do here. So maybe we'll try and do one of these missions first.
Humanoid presence detected.
Somebody's coming.
Patrol perimeter region.
There he is. And you can see the guys on the radar with red, so you know where they're at.
Resistance prolongs the inevitable.
Well done, Maxwell. However, reclaiming the main elevator controls is only the beginning.
Alright. Looks like we turned on the elevator transport controls, so one more mission we knocked off. Let's keep going here. See if we can farm some parts for make our own grenade launcher.
Biological entity confirmed. Eliminate on-site.
These guys obviously aren't happy I'm here. Now we're heading into the hangar. Get him out of the way here. So let's try our ultimate on these guys. That's your weapon you can use about once every minute to burn through a bunch of these humex. Okay, that's super cool. Oops, stuck in his AoE. EMP on these guys. Okay, this is a little tougher. For anybody watching my health, you'll notice I've died a few times. They activated God mode for me here, so this isn't a skilled run-through. It's just to show everybody the large levels. And the game is tough. It's got a great AI. It's hard. You're going to need more advanced weapons to make it through for sure. But what's really cool about it is you can customize it. You want to use a flamethrower, or the cryo weapon, or a railgun, or the plasma minigun. That's a super cool weapon. Grenade launcher. We have a missile launcher. So plenty of cool toys to play with and blow up robots as you're traveling along. Alright, so let's check out the engineering station and see what I need to build that grenade launcher. If you remember, we looted the schematic earlier from a terminal, and that was one of the missions. Build your first weapon. So we'll hit build, equalizer, and you can see we still need a few more parts. So let's go farm a little bit more, see if we can get them and build that grenade launcher. These guys are definitely tough as a group here. I should be strafing more and, you know, using EMP and the ultimate and melee weapons, but I will save that for the more skilled players. Okay, this guy's getting me, and here comes another ship, so boy, this is tough. Okay, that worked good, the EMP. Alright, where's this guy? There he is. And I'm at 0 shield. They do pop back on, so after 5 minutes of out of combat, I'm sorry, 5 seconds out of combat, your shields will regenerate themselves. But my hull is damaged again, so let's go repair it real quick. Get some energy here while we're at it. Alright, let's see if we have enough parts to make the grenade launcher. Oh, still need one more part. Alright, we'll kill one more group and then we'll come back here. I could be checking my inventory in my wrist interface to see if I have enough parts, but we'll do that next time if we're out. Alright, so they're kicking my butt again, but we'll get them here. I have to thank the devs later for giving me the magic little invulnerable key, which I'm sure they'll take out when they ship it. Alright, let's check it out again. I'm sure we have enough parts now to make the grenade launcher. Alright, we do. So let's make this guy. And there it is.
Lieutenant Maxwell. You now have a GL-40 NAHD grenade launcher available in your weapon loadout.
So this is our weapon wheel, which you can actually use during combat, and it slows time down. It's really cool. So you can switch weapons in the middle of combat. So we'll get the equalizer loaded, which is the grenade launcher. Check that thing out. Super cool looking. And we got the blaster in the other hand. So there should be a bunch of Humex waiting in here, all huddled together, that get off the dropship. So let's see how they do now. Oh yeah, much better with the grenade launcher. Alright, now let's payback time. Kill a few of these guys. You can see my ammo there on the bottom left. I've only got 3 grenades left, so we're either going to have to go buy some, barter for some, or try and find some ammo loot crates. Get filled up here. Alright, I'm out of grenades already. I should use the weapon wheel. Slow down time, but we'll save that for next time. bang him with the weapon here. Here we go. Alright, let's head back out in the main room. We have a couple more missions to finish here. Got another air purification filter, the second one. Hopefully it's up here. Looks like it is on the radar.
Terminate the human.
Looks like there's still a guy right here. Oh, he's behind me. Alright. Another little epic item. See if they've got anything.
Maxwell,
Oh.
you've run out of decryption keys. You'll need to visit the skydeck to restock.
Alright, let's head out and see if we can find the third air purification filter. I'm guessing it's higher up on that third level up there. Here's the big air purifier. You can see all the anti-biological agents in there.
Human intruder biological scanner activated.
Okay, this is the room we were in, but it looks like, yeah, there's a lift over here, so we gotta take this upstairs. Looks all busted up. Lots of parts there. Sure enough, we got a boost. Alright, made it. Yep, so we have the one left. Let's go find that guy. More Militia Bots to get out of the way. Give him a little swat. Alright. Just what I wanted. That purple, I think that's purple ammo, so that's probably the grenade launcher. I have 0 grenades right now, so let me see if I can pick that thing up all the way from over here without drawing aggro. Oh, got it. Now, how to get this guy? Let's see if we can draw him back here. Get the grenade launcher out. There it is. Alright. I'll shoot him a little. Draw him over here. Let's see if he follows me all the way back here. Where is he? I hear him. Oh, there he is. Do a little bank shot here.
Begin security sequence.
Right, he's gonna come up here. Right, there he is.
Confirmed. On site.
Gotta find a way to get a bunch of those grenades. Let's switch back to the blaster here and save that ammo. And the one vent left, which is straight ahead, I think. Just little kamikaze bot here. And again, for those just joining us, make sure to register on scrapernetwork.com. All you got to do is register. That way, if you do buy the game, you'll already be in the system, and you'll get access to the prequel novel, which will be a virtual VR reader in-game. Oop, another Humec around. You get the Debilitator railgun, and you get the DLC of the album by Winifred Phillips. And if you can, feel free to post this link on your Twitter, Facebook, share it with other VR people, help us spread the word around. That would be greatly appreciated. Where is this guy? Looks like, oh, there he is. Okay. So, I think I need to head back downstairs to get him.
Resistance is the path to extinction.
Alright, I think I'm going to try and make another grenade launcher here. 2 grenade launchers would be pretty cool. Have one on each hand. Wasn't sure if we were done upstairs yet, so we'll head back up there real quick. Yep, have to activate the last air vent here. Oh.
Maxwell, you've run out of decryption keys. You'll need to visit the skydeck to restock.
That's right, I forgot I ran out of those keys. But it's another thing you can barter for, so you can farm parts, or as you collect enough, you can go up to the vendor guy and trade him for keys, or SRU units, or mods, and even consumables. We're going to have little boosts to DPS, accuracy, rate of fire.
Terminate the human.
Stay still. I'm going to back up. Oh. That was kind of cool. Okay, gotta get this guy here. I think I died already. Brought me back to full health. So my guess is this is probably the last room where you get the security key, but it's probably locked. Yep, you can tell by the red. Alright, so now that all the air vents are unlocked, we probably have to use that air purification terminal. Yep, there it is. I think that was back on the main floor. Looks like it by the radar, so we'll head back there. But I do want to try and make another grenade launcher, so I'm going to do that first before we turn on the whole building air purification terminal. You can see how big the level is from there. And this is just, part of the first level. A good chunk of it, but it's only the first one. So hopefully gives people a really good idea that you truly have full locomotion, explore however you want, wherever you want. It's definitely not on rails, it's not a wave shooter. Incredible dynamic missions, and fully voiced, and engineering and scavenging and maintenance and repair and all those good things. Alright, let's see how many parts we need here for another equalizer. Okay, yeah, I'm missing that first epic part too, which will probably take a while to get. But, alright, so I think what we'll do is wrap it up here. Got a few more things to do on this level, but we'll call it a day right here. Thanks for watching, and make sure to register at scrapernetwork.com.